co-founder and CEO of Hargol Foodtech, the world's first commercial grasshopper farm. And grasshoppers are nature's most efficient protein source. We all know that global demand for protein is expected to double over the coming decades. And we also know that existing protein sources are reaching their limitations. They are harmful to the environment, and they are not as healthy as we need them to be. So you can all understand that the demand for high-quality alternative protein will skyrocket over the coming years. However, these new sources have their own set of limitations, being very expensive to produce, suffer from distinct taste and flavor, and years away from becoming commercially viable. What is around us and known for many years as a very efficient protein source are insects. And those insects, mainly crickets, suffer from their own problems, suffering from distinct taste and flavor. And by the way, crickets live as individuals and just do not fit intensive farming. So the real solution is grasshoppers, with an amazing nutritional content of over 70%. And all essential amino acids. They are an amazing product. They are also neutral in taste and flavor, making them the perfect ingredient for the food industry to work with. Their tendency to swarm, making them best suited for intensive farming. And they are sustainable, 20 times more efficient than producing beef, reducing greenhouse gas emissions and water consumption. They are very healthy as well. From our research, we know that grasshopper protein can reduce body fat, supports growth of children, and even prevent diabetes. And they are the world's most widely eaten insect across Africa, Asia, and Central America, and known as the only kosher and halal insect in the world. Even John the Baptist used to eat grasshoppers with honey. Grasshoppers are approved as food all over the world for both humans and animals, and they are a super safe and clean product. At Hargol Foodtech, we develop innovative methods and technologies to grow grasshoppers on commercial scale. From a climate-controlled environment that enables us to grow them year-round at a high quality, through an accelerated incubation period of the eggs, increasing number of life cycles from 1 to 10 per year, and an innovative cage infrastructure that enables us to grow 10 times more biomass per square feet. Hargol's team, well diversified and well experienced, and we already have over 21 actually persons on our team, and we operate 4 production facilities in northern Israel. Today we sell 2 products. One is the whole grasshoppers, second one, grasshopper protein powder. We sell those to food producers in Europe, US, and Australia as an ingredient, and they develop a wide range of food products. We are also engaged in joint ventures with leading food producers to develop sports protein powders, nutritional supplements, and meat replacement products. Hargol Foodtech is now accelerating its growth. We are raising more funds to expand our production capacity and meet the high demand we see from the market. So, if you want to join our story, invest in the company, take a bite from the future, or just eat like John the Baptist, come to our booth. We have something very exciting for you. Thank you.
It's one of the most innovative ideas I've ever heard. So you have to tell us, where did the idea come from?
2 stories. One is I'm an accountant, and only accountants can come up with such a story. The real story is I was born in a kibbutz in Israel. My grandparents used to tell me stories as a young boy about the 1950s in Israel. Israel used to suffer from locust swarms. They used to run out to the fields trying to scare the grasshoppers away, while they saw other Jews, Yemenite and Moroccan Jews, going out to the fields and eating those grasshoppers. So as a very young boy, I learned that grasshoppers are food for many and that they are kosher. Fast forwarding 35 years into the future, I'm still into Panu for food and nutrition. I'm learning about the challenge, the protein challenge, and the solution was just waiting.
I just have 2 questions probably. The current narrative is all about plant-based protein products, companies like Beyond Meat. So in this narrative, how are you going to position yourself? My second question is about barriers to entry in certain countries, for example, even India. The grasshoppers are just available all over the place. Can somebody just pick them up and pack them and sell them across?
Thank you for both questions. Well, first, I think Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods technology is amazing. They can make a burger feel like meat made out of plants, but I think they took it too far. They took a highly processed product, super unhealthy, and you can just see what Whole Foods Market is doing. They took it off the shelf because it's not healthy. And they were the first one to put it on the shelf. And we believe we should do something a little bit different. We should consider our health and we should consider the environment. And by the way, when you talk about vegan foods or vegetarians, we are more humane than them. Could you believe that? Because if you want to grow your plants, you have to use pesticides to kill the insects. At least we use the insects that we kill or harvest. Second question was about the yak factor in India. First, we have a joint venture in India. We are producing chitin out of the grasshoppers as a food supplement in India. But yes, yak factor is a big challenge, and this is why we add the grasshopper protein into all kinds of food products, so you don't really see the real animal. And please step by our booth. We just launched a new product, a nutritional supplement, a gummy hopper, not a gummy bear, honey flavored like John the Baptist, and we have the first samples here, so you can be the first ones in the world to eat like John the Baptist. You see, it's not that bad.
I have a question. A couple of questions, I think. So I'm interested to know some marketing. If you market to the mass public, you're going to have to try to teach people why it's important to eat this bug. And so I'm interested, like, how do you plan to market that, and like what language are you using? Because oftentimes, you know, there's like some kind of ridiculous number of words for sugar that people will put in so they don't think, you know, they're eating this bad thing. And for instance, in America, I don't think we're used to eating, you know, grasshoppers. So I'm just wondering, like, how would you plan to market this? Because I'm all about trying I've done every diet, I've had every powder, I've done it all, but I've never done grasshoppers. So what would you be doing in the way of marketing to make me so excited about this life-changing protein powder, for instance, that you have? Like, what are you doing to help tell people that story? The only other question I have is, how are you going to collect the data? Like, what information can I look for as a person who might work out often? Like, oh, what's it going to do for my health? You know, how do I know those things?
Wow, great question. Thank you. Well, first question I will answer. It's a huge task to educate the market, especially in markets where people do not eat insects such as Europe or the US. Have you ever been to a baseball game? Yeah, you did. How about the Seattle Mariners? Yeah, you know that for the last 3 seasons they've been serving whole roasted chapulines at the ballpark, sold out for 3 seasons. That's Mexican grasshoppers. By the way, illegal, collected in the wild. We can provide them from our farms, much safer and legal. So you can see the change in behavior. You heard about PepsiCo. They introduced Doritos with insect protein. You heard about IKEA. They announced that they will replace the meatballs from beef to insects to make it more sustainable. With Nestle, we are working on porridge. So we are working on many products with leading food producers, and they will help us carry that message to the public. I believe that the main message will be health. This is why we believe that one of the first products should be sports protein powders. Athletes are early adopters, and they have a will to pay a little bit higher prices. So it's a good start for us, and we will educate the market one by one. Second question was? Health benefits. Well, for us, this is something very important. We are conducting a lot of research with leading universities in Israel and around the world to learn about all the health benefits of grasshoppers. Until today, grasshoppers have been researched for many years how to kill them, right? It's a huge pest. And we are collaborating with those researchers to make sure that we are providing a super healthy product. The first research showed that grasshopper protein support growth of children at least as good as casein, as milk, the gold standard, which is very impressive. It improved metabolism, reducing sugar and cholesterol level faster, which means they can prevent diabetes, and they reduce body fat. Other research done in the world showed that they can prevent cancer, strengthen our immune system, improve mental health, and much more. We just started learning about the benefits of that product, but it's on our roadmap, on our work plan, and there will be very exciting findings in the future.
One,
We have one more.
one more question.
Thank you.
Tell us what kind of testing or approvals are required in order to introduce your protein to a national market, such as, for instance, FDA approval.
This is something, thank you for the question. This is something very interesting. Usually when you talk about animals, it's supposed to be the USDA. However, insects goes to the FDA. So there are several requirements. One of them is by the USDA to grow them at least 5 inches above the ground to make sure there is no contamination. FDA requirements are GMP. It's mainly about how you process the grasshoppers into food or nutritional supplement. We met all those requirements. We have permits from the FDA and USDA, and we are exporting into the US. We also have permits for Australia and Europe. And it is crucial, every batch of grasshoppers go through nutritional analysis and microbiological tests. It's a super clean animal, but we want to make sure we're not harming anyone in the process. Thank you.